Arielle, how are you?
I'm good,
Okay.
thank
And
you.
we are here at the Wallflower Shop in Cape Coral.
Yep.
And tell me a little bit about the business.
So, my mom and I started this business we're going into our sixth year, so about almost 6 years ago. Um, and we both always knew we wanted to do something, and I was kind of in a little bit of a rough way.
Right.
Um, and I just started, I was like, I always wanted to make candles. I needed to find my creative outlet to just as like a healing project.
Right.
And then I was with my sister-in-law, and she was like, had like few dollars to my name, and we went to Michael's, picked up the essentials, and we just started making candles in my mom's kitchen.
Is that here in Cape Coral?
Fort Lauderdale, actually.
Okay.
So I moved here about 4 years ago.
All right.
To be with my husband, and now I was so nervous, but basically, like, my mom was doing markets. My mom's a retired firefighter, so 2 years ago she like went all in with me into the business, and we took small business classes, and we really just put our whole selves into this. And my mom had raised us on essential oils and just non-toxic way of life, so we knew we wanted to incorporate that into our business while still being like pretty and cool and all these things, being able to incorporate it all together. So eventually, kind of, we just started doing markets.
Right.
And then I met my partner, and I moved here, and she kind of held down the fort in Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
Yep. And then eventually, after the storm, we lost everything. I used to work out of my garage.
Okay.
We lost everything. And then I was like, okay, well, you kind of have to take over for a minute.
Right.
We had to put a pause, but then took about 3 weeks off. And after that, I wound up quitting my full-time job. My mom learned the candle side of the business, because before she was just focusing on our skincare, our sprays and everything, because that was like her calling. She loved that. She always did that. And the candles were my thing. And then same with the concrete. So after that, we had to move out of our house for a little while. And finally, we made it work to where I was like, okay, I feel that shift now.
Right.
And we had gotten really into the community here with markets, and I was doing Cape Coral Market every single weekend.
Okay.
And I have really built a really wonderful community, from small business friends to also just customers who've become friends.
Right.
And I was like, okay, it's time. So I quit my job, and I told my mom, I was like, we got to find something. We got to find a place to work. We have to find a place to be for our people. Like, I felt it.
Right.
And my husband actually found this place, and it just has fully grown into something more than just candles.
And from what I see, still growing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're not just candles. I see coffee. I see drinks. What else?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's funny, because we've always had all these little like passion things, where it's like, oh, well, we can incorporate a little bit of this. We can incorporate a little bit of that. Like,
Right.
we don't want it to just be like a place where you shop and you leave.
Right.
It's like, no, we wanted to build a place for our people, because every time we'd go to the markets, our customers would always just end up hanging out in the tent. Everyone became friends. I'm like, okay, we like need to have a place for our people. And we also used to teach candle making workshops all over the place. So I would teach at Grazing House. I would go to all these other apartment buildings all the way in Miami, like private events, things like that. And I'm like, we need that in our space. And my mom is also a yoga teacher.
Oh, wow.
And that's also another passion. So now we've incorporated the yoga, and the coffee bar was also something where I was like, I just want to be a barista too. Like, I love coffee. We are such coffee snobs. And it was just something extra to make it like fun and come together. So I kind of call it like a boutique lounge,
Right.
in a sense, where you can still come and be creative, or just come in. You don't have to come and shop. Like, we have the free Wi-Fi. Like, you can come in. I have people that come in all the time. They bring their computers. They just relax. They just hang out. And oh, there she is.
It is you.
Hello.
Hi.
I-
Do you see the microphone? We're doing an interview.
Well, you.
That's my mother.
Now she's from the Philadelphia area, correct?
Oh yeah.
All right, very good. That's
Yep.
yeah. We have a little bond there. I know that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because I was wondering. She heard my accent, which I don't think I have one.
I would have never known. She calls out in like 4 seconds. She's like, I know where they're from. I'm like, oh, do you? I feel like I have that with like like with tourists, like people who don't live in Florida. I'm like, they don't live here.
So I found the place. It was weird because I was at home, and I think a candle's a candle. A birthday candle is a candle. I mean, that's what I thought. And I heard this flickering, and I said to my wife, "Sounds like we have a fireplace here." She was curious about it also, so I looked up at it, found out it was a wood wick candle, and then I went to the usual big box stores. They didn't know what I was talking about. And I found you online. Do you have many men that come here?
Actually, yes.
Oh.
I mean, not to the same ratio as women, but a lot of the times it's like the women, they drag their husbands in here, and then they realize like, wait, this place is cool. Yeah. I can get a beer, I can get a coffee, and like hang out. But then they get really invested in candles, even for candle making classes. Like it turned like we have a group of girls that come in, and they've probably taken about 3 or 4 candle classes, and we offer a refill class too, so they can bring in their old vessels and keep refilling their vessels. Okay. So it's not like they have to get a whole new candle each time. But anyways, they drag their boyfriends, and they're like thinking they're not going to have fun. They took it so serious, and they had the most fun. You taught that class. It was so funny.
We have Beth here, which is the mom.
You can hop in.
I want to hop in, Beth. So if I met a 15-year-old Beth in high school, you had no idea about candle. You were going to be anything like this. Do you have any dreams or anything?
15-year-old Beth. Let me think about what 15.
We're hanging out in the City Line Avenue or whatever.
15-year-old Beth did live in Florida.
Oh, you did?
I did live in Florida when I was 15. Yeah, 15-year-old Beth was all about the discos.
Okay, all right.
So it was all about the dancing back in the 80s. You know,
okay.
So that's but yeah,
guilty.
No, yeah,
but
right.
70s, but yeah.
Maybe it was 70s.
I would have liked to been part of the 70s.
Well, yeah, no candles. No, I don't think it was like a thing back then. You know, like skincare and the way you're
taking care of yourself.
It just I don't think back. I mean, I remember actually I was in gymnastics in high school, and it was a class, and we actually had a lady come in and talk to the gymnast about skincare, and I remember us giggling and her being mad that we giggled and saying, you're gonna remember and see how I'm remembering it now about you're gonna want to take care of your face because it's the only one you have, and it's gonna age. Right. And I remember and you really didn't.
What did you care?
I'm like when's this class over? But but I bet at 15, yes, someone did come and talk to about but who would have thought now that it's a huge part of I think every woman, and it's starting at such a younger age, knowing oh my God, I'm gonna age. Right. So what can I put on my skin? What can I, prevent this, be proactive and prevent,
even men,
well, look at me, I'm 94, so I take care of myself, right? No, because I came here, and when I had a quick history about woodwick candles and about cotton and the smells and all that stuff. I had no idea, because it's like clean eating. I've been studying clean eating. This would be hand in hand. Yeah.
It's anytime we were saying before, where it's anytime we start discussing essential oils versus synthetic fragrance versus just the good stuff, right? I automatically go into a conversation about food after, no matter what. And because people always compare, it's but think about it. It's something that we're breathing that in. Yeah. It's the same thing. It would have eventually, it's going to affect you negatively, these chemicals that we're breathing in. Yeah. Same thing with our bodies, except one just might affect it quicker than the other. I don't, when it comes down to the science of it, I'm not really sure.
Well, that's when people burn the candles that have the synthetic fragrance oils. If you I get headaches from burning that. Oh my God, the
Yeah.
smell, it's slapping me right in the face. Oh, it's just too strong. I've got to blow it out. I can't burn it. And my kid's allergic. I can't have a kid. You know, we hear all these stories, and I always challenge people, just burn mine.
Yeah.
Burn our candle. And if it gives you a headache, if it gives you allergies, if it slaps you in the face, if it makes you feel sick,
Right.
then you bring it back to me. I will refund your money.
Yeah.
Can't ask for more than that.
Never.
No.
No.
I had them coming back and going, you were absolutely right. I want to buy more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I-
it's really wild, you know, and it's even like for when you make candles, like you're always given a recommendation of like use this amount for your wax to oil ratio. We always go less. Because
Okay.
guess what? Like it's still going to fill the space, but you don't need to even like people still have negative reactions to lavender, right? Like you can still be allergic to oils.
Right.
It just because it's plant-based doesn't mean you're like everybody's body is different. But it's going to affect you not as bad as it will with
Right.
something that's synthetic. And when you have people overloading your candles to the point where it's like it's like an instant migraine, like that is what pushed me to make the clean candle because of like how sick I was constantly getting. And I didn't learn to embrace or respect the things that my mother was telling me.
Mom
You
knows.
know, like,
Funny enough, huh?
right? Okay, I can admit it's okay. I love my mom. I'm very thankful. She is my bestie. So it's like when I would have a toothache, we'd all like me and my brothers, we'd like laugh like, here she goes. Like, oh, I have an oil for that.
Right.
I have something for that. And now it's like, oh, no. Like she was right. Like, yeah, like I didn't learn until I was like to that point where I was just like unhealthy, like not, I just didn't think about it. I didn't care. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go get this like cool candle.
Right.
Like, right. And then I would never finish it and half time they'd end up in the trash and I'd be going to bed with a migraine.
So, well, wait a minute. Is there anything like with food? Is there any labels you can read? Like, let's say if I go to a candle store and buy votives or whatever, is there labels saying this contains this or doesn't?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. It'll say fragrance oil.
Which could be anything. In there.
Yeah.
A fragrance oil is a synthetic oil. So what that means is that's just chemicals. It's not coming from the earth. It still has all those, I can never say the word, phthalates. It still has all those properties.
Has
in
those words we
there.
can't pronounce.
Yeah,
Like food.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like for instance, when my mom makes her the body oils, it has 5 things in it and you can pronounce every single
Right.
thing. You know, everything that's in it. And same with like the oils here. You know, it's a coconut soy wax blend. Coconut soy wax is so much better. You can put it right on your skin. It's used as a moisturizer.
Can eat it.
Yeah, I don't recommend
No.
it, but sure.
Maybe you
Maybe
maybe
if
if
you're
maybe.
You know, and it'll always say like, okay, lavender, eucalyptus, peppermint, whatever, clove, nutmeg, like right it's all listed out for you. But when you go to the store, I mean, you're gonna get
Unless
a whole
it
list of,
says,
you know,
yeah.
and
Yeah, a lot of times they don't say, like their labels don't say. I guess you'd have to probably go into whoever like the manufacturer is.
Oh, wow.
And go in that way,
But there's apps now too that are so helpful, where you can literally just like scan the barcode and
Right.
it'll tell you like this is a good one, this is a bad one. Like
Yeah.
this
I have
is what this
Yucca.
has.
Yucca, where you hit
I
food.
love that. I
yeah.
use that.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
use that all the time.
Yeah, but it's the same with food. Like I always look for those key things where I'm like, oh, it has that oil, I can't
Right.
use that. Like, oh, it has fragrance. And obviously it's like sometimes you gotta like pick and choose your battles, like with deodorant.
Right.
Deodorant is one that everybody has the hardest time with because
The aluminum.
when the aluminum. But then when you go to the natural stuff, like a lot of the times people are
You
like,
still
we're
smell."
still smelly. You know, I'm like, I don't really use deodorant anymore. Or I just, sometimes it's like, you got to make that
I use my inner
sacrifice.
goddess.
I know. I'm
I
like,
just use my spray. I'm like,
I just constantly, I'm like, it's actually, I mean, maybe this is like TMI and the girls are feeling, but like, it's actually really funny because, you know, we're surrounded by all these like beautiful smells all day long. And between me, my mom, and our 2 girls that work here, Jillian and Addison, we all run around constantly
It's
like
who
we
smells
smell
worse?
like we're just like a smelly group of girls, but also not.
Right.
But it's because none of us we don't want to use the bad stuff,
Right.
and we'd rather just like
I'll
stinky pits for
spray.
a minute,
Right, I'll
like-
spray our inner goddess spray. It's
Right.
room body. So I'll spray that on me, and as long as it'll last, it'll
Right.
last me.
Oh, we
you
have
know?
that
So-
here too. I mean, 'cause-
Yes.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
So I see the candles. We make them. Now, what are these mugs or just somebody?
Mugs, yep, you do
The glass
cup.
The glass like the ones that say stuff on them.
Right.
I do those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
But the mugs, yeah, like there are some things that we also source in here from other creators, like the wind chimes, some of the jewelry, the hair clips, even the crystals are from local businesses.
Right.
And what else? The plants are, again, we sell the plants, but those come from a local nursery.
Right.
Um,
Everybody works together. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
to
But
help other, like other small businesses.
Yeah.
Out,
Yeah.
the eucalyptus bundles come from Wild at Heart Flower Bar
Right.
from downtown Fort Myers. And then even like the little crochet mushrooms, our yoga teacher makes them.
Oh, wow.
And all of
the
these
big
guys,
ones,
like
yeah.
it's like everybody in here is either local or a small business.
Oh, great.
But everything in here, including all the vessels, all the decor, like we hand make that right here with
Right.
concrete too. So that's also like our sustainable option, and our one thing also that really I think makes us super unique is our vessels and our decor. It's made to be one of a kind, and we
Right.
make it right here in the shop.
Perfect. Yeah. I noticed your candles at the cookie shop next door too, right?
Yeah.
So I guess your cookies are here.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
working on some breakfast goods too.
Wow.
Mhm.
See, I got to tell you. So if a man comes,
Mhm.
let me get back to that. Which,
Okay, I know.
wait,
We'll
no,
go
no,
all
no,
over.
no.
Yeah.
It's no. You come in here and you can do a lot of not just hanging out, but I need something for my wife. What does she like? Well, a mushroom. This, we have
Oh,
everything
yeah.
for it.
We walk you.
Right.
It's
We
happened so many
actually have
times.
men that come in here,
Right.
and they're like we have a couple that she always shops in here, and her husband comes with her. But he came here right before, I think it was like Mother's Day, and he's like, "What can I get? I want to get her. I
What's
want
the
to
new
get
stuff?
Right.
what's the new
What's
stuff?"
the
And
new
he'll have
stuff?
us pick out stuff. Roots next door, the salon, when
Right.
the men take their wives like to get their hair done. They're like, I heard I can come in here and get a cup of coffee. Can I sit here and do my work? Can I
Hang out
do my?
yeah.
I'm like, absolutely. So the far as like the men coming in, they'll come in to shop knowing their wives, girlfriends love our stuff.
Yeah.
and would want something from here.
Yeah.
So that's
I always
yeah.
joke where I'm like, they love us or they hate us in a
it's a
good
love
way.
Once they
It's a
swipe the
lovely-
card, they're not so
Uh-huh.
happy with you.
But then it's so funny because then they go home and they're like, wait, I love this.
Yeah.
And they come back and now they're lifers,
Mhm.
and they're like, wait, no, we got to get that candle again.
Now, can people do online and
Yeah.
you're
We
right? You
have
have a
a-
whole
Yep, we have a whole website. Everything's online because we sell all over the country. We've even sold, because we have our wholesale accounts as well, and we've sold to boutiques in Norway, which is pretty cool. That was very cool.
Yeah.
So we have that option, and we have so many customers from all over the country, from just meeting, from traveling, doing different art shows.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
See, you know what? I'm sorry, but
No,
I'm
it's
thinking
okay.
6 months, but no, it's been 6
6
years.
years.
6 months
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does feel like it's like you start over in a way,
Yeah.
like we put everything into this. So what it is, it's like starting a whole new business, because it's like now we have an overhead.
Yeah.
Now we have employees, and now we
You have to
have
totally stay stocked
licenses,
and-
insurance.
Licenses, fines on licenses,
Oh, yeah.
taxes, new rules every other day.
having hours, like even before we worked in our shops at home, or just you'd be like, oh, you're doing this market tomorrow, I'm doing this, right? And it's like, and then you're just home working when you have the time. But now it's like, no, we're open, and we got to be like,
and we got to
work.
Yeah. No.
So we have like today's her home production day,
right. Like I'll do the skincare at home.
and
Okay.
I have a workshop at my house. So I do all that. That stays separate from here, just for, I just don't want anything really mixing.
Right.
So it's sterile and it stays
I
clean
gotcha,
there.
yeah.
So today's like Thursdays are my skincare days. So
Uh.
I'll go and I'll I'll just
Mhm.
produce for all day long.
Oh, wow.
So, and I realized that I left some of my recipes here I left my computer here. So I'm like, oh no. So normally you wouldn't have seen me today,
No.
but lucky
Oh,
enough.
boy, my luck. Now, see, that what gets me is what you're talking about now is I have been preaching this for years about people like who think, I promise you this. I've never met you before. Well, I bought a candle before today. I promise you somebody who says, oh, why don't you do something nice and easy like this? I bet there's people that think that in their mind. I remember when I had a pizza shop, guy says, when I retire, I want to do something nice and easy like this. I hand them the keys. I said, yeah,
Come do nice and
come
easy.
do it. Yeah, as I said, when you talk about what people don't understand about business is all this up here, this macro
There's
stuff
so
about
much more to it than like you walk like it's funny when we opened up this place, it gave us especially I mean I know I could speak for her too. I would say to her, it's a new appreciation for those business owners, the people that went into a store and opened up, because you don't think about it. You walk in, it's like, oh, what a nice place, but you don't think about, well, what happened before this place opened?
Right.
What did you, and all the tears, the aggravation, the oh God, look at this wall we just ran into. Oh my, you don't think about all these obstacles and these roadblocks just to get here.
Appreciation for plumbing.
I bet, yeah.
Like for us to just that was a big thing because of like, and even it's funny because we'd go to like all these different stores and she'd come to the table, she'd be like, oh, I saw their ADA bathroom. I saw all
I was checking out like you would never like notice a bathroom piping or whatever. I would notice everything. The way the door opened, the way the toilet was, where the bar. I would notice everything about a bathroom.
And you had before you could care less.
So much.
Does it work?
Yeah. And there's so much fine detail into every little thing, right? And even just having like two points of entry and exit. It's like, no, that door, like both doors have to stay unlocked all the time. Every door has to be. There's just little things you don't even like. Yeah. Maybe that's a silly example, but just going in and building everything out where it's like all of a sudden we think we're ready, and then this wall is all of a sudden now an issue, and we're like, wait, what just happened?
No, people like think you blink your eyes and it was here.
Like inspections and all the dealing with state, like you said, permits and cities and licensing and all. And it's like you don't think about that. Like we just thought, oh, we're going to go and we're going to knock this down. We're going to do this floor. We're going to boom, boom, boom. We're going to be open in 2 months. Oh no! Like we said, like our plumber came and goes, no, you guys need an ADA bathroom. We're like,
wait, what?
Yeah.
No, you need a 3-compartment sink, and you need a grease trap, and you need and it's like, but we're just a candle shop. It's like,
wait, you needed all that before the food without anything?
Oh yeah, because of the candles, it's in a like a grease oil category.
Even though we waste nothing, like we would never, like if we have
we
like
don't dump anything.
We don't dump anything. Any kind of wax, it's like we'll use it for melts. We'll use it for something else. Everything gets used. We would never take, if I had leftover oil, it would never go down. It would never go down. It's too expensive. Would never. But they don't know that.
Right.
So they consider that, yes, it could go into the water system. Anything that could be contaminating to the water system, you need a grease trap. And then and we needed the sinks because of having the coffee. Yeah. Like certain things.
Well, wait a minute. What about the bathrooms? Why bathrooms if you have no coffee or food?
Well, it's the 80. Well,
because you had a bathroom, it had to be ADA.
Space, and square footage wise, and I think because of what we offered or whatever, I think like she has like her place, she has to have she has an ADA bathroom. So I think that I don't know what like the specific. I don't know my architect.
No.
he wasn't happy with me. But yeah, we didn't know that, and then that's when our plumber was like, "No, you need an ADA bathroom." I'm like, "Are you?"
So
it's just
3 months actually turned. It was like 2 months really that turned into like almost 8 months of work.
Yeah.
And then finally we're like, okay, we have a couple weeks to get stuff on the shelves. And I think one thing that also gets missed is, yes, we're a store, and as well as we have all these things. But I think one of the big differences from us being a store that just curates and buys things is we are hand making every single thing all the main things in here.
And then
So
it's
if
not
we don't sit and make product, we have no product.
right, and it's not just for our shelves; it's for other orders, or
Yeah.
it's for when we do the markets, or we
Yeah,
do
because
that.
this could
So
be like
it's-
a manufacturing place too. Then, if you're making, obviously, it is a
Yeah.
manufacturing. Yeah. Okay. So
But
you have a
it's
lot of
us.
rules you have to. Oh boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's more than
So it's fun, but it's
exactly.
but it's like the happiest stress I've ever had in my whole
Yeah.
life. You know, like I don't think I told him my last job, I was like, I'm not working for anybody else after this.
And
Like
I tell her, I'm like, I quit. I quit about twice a week.
No.
I'm
you
like,
have-
okay, you can quit today, but you can't quit
Come
tomorrow.
back
Like,
No, but it's great. It's unique. It's nice. Homemade.
yeah, thank you.
Local.
Yeah.
Check all the boxes, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, we spent the day over here. Well, the day we spent time over here at Wallflower Shop, not just a candle shop. So, guys, stop on in, find something for your, as they say, significant other, and say hello to the ladies. Have a cup of coffee. Have a beer.
Yeah.
Have a beer, a soda. No sodas.
Yeah, if you want a soda, we'll
We'll
give
get
you
some
Okay.
soda.
All right. Stop
But-
in and say hello. Shopping. Christmas around the corner. Mother's Day, birthdays, any day, just to get on the good side. Okay, we spent some time over here with Beth and Arielle over at Wallflower Shop over here in Cape Coral, 47th Terrace, something Suite A. You'll find it. No, what is it? I'm sorry.
1615 Southeast 47th Terrace, Suite A.
Okay. Stay well, stay safe, and I hope something good happens for you today.